Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Stip and this is going to be part 28 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And it has been a while, hasn't it? I took a sort of an unintended break. I did address this in my most recent episode in my medieval Egyptian campaign, but if you're not watching that campaign, just really quick, it's been a busy season at work and typically, I thought that I would be able to keep up with the channel during this busy season, and I was proven incorrect. So I'm doing my best here. Yeah, it's going well at work. It's a physical job though, so it really does take a lot out of me. And yeah, I'm pretty tired on my days off. But that can be good as well. I mean, you know, that's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to be tired while recording. I feel like sometimes it helps me focus a little bit more when I'm tired. When I'm too hopped up on energy and caffeine and adrenaline, sometimes I feel like my pacing for my commentary can be a little bit off. So I'm just going to kind of roll with it and see how it feels. In any case, though, I do want to apologize for that break, for that. I could have at least put a message out, and I didn't do that. So apologies for that. Apologies for that radio silence there. And I'm going to try to rectify that. I'm going to try to like hit it hard this week and try to, you know, get the uploads going, because busy season at work is not ending anytime soon. It's going to be going on for a few months now. And yeah, I have to keep this channel going because I can't take a break. It does not feel good to take a break from this. I really do. I don't know if you know, like if you go like a week without working out and you just feel like shit. That's how it felt not uploading any videos on this channel. It felt awful. It just felt like my life is missing something. So yeah, I understand like the messaging when y'all say like it's okay to take a break, but my body tells me that's wrong. My body tells me I need this. My soul needs this bad. So in any case, I do appreciate the comforting words and the encouraging words to, you know, when y'all say like it's okay to take a break. I understand where it's coming from, but I have to keep this going. I have to. I love all of this too much, and I'm obsessed with this franchise. I can't stop thinking about it. That's why I had to start this channel. I just had to do it. You know, you have to do some things in life sometimes when you can't stop thinking about it. And yeah, in the past, I mean, shoot, I haven't recorded the last episode for this campaign. I noticed it was on March 13th, so it's been a while. And in that time, I have not stopped thinking about this campaign and my other campaigns. I go to bed thinking about it. I just can't stop. I can't stop thinking about this stuff. So I left this campaign off. It's funny, one of y'all mentioned that the Egyptian campaign seems more relaxing. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I am poor, you know? The Julii campaign, I am just really poor. Yes, playing slow as the Julii, I suppose, is not the answer, you know? Probably be better to blitz and take over stuff a bit faster, probably would have been the answer. But still, whatever. So I chose this route. I chose the slower route. That's fine. I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff as I go. I would say, if I were to do this campaign over again, I shouldn't be so obsessed with having my full stacks, and I should probably be more comfortable with smaller, like half stacks. That way I can threaten multiple settlements at the same time and take more territory faster. Even if I get beaten back, I can have another half stack just on the way. Something that's a little bit more overwhelming and constant rather than build up, take something, take a break, build up, take something. You know, something that's a bit more overwhelming. But in any case, I'm at this point now, it's a little bit too late to kind of go back to that because my enemies have built up. My enemies do have those multiple stacks that I need to be able to beat. And I sort of came to that realization that really that culmination of defeat in the last episode when the Spanish beat me. It was a situation where I felt like my army should have won, but I was wrong. They beat me pretty much head up, and sure, I can kind of bitch and moan about the camera, this and that. By the way, some of y'all did respond to my camera issues, and it was recommended that I give the RTS camera mode a try. And I don't mean, so it's a little bit confusing when you go into the camera controls. If you go into like the controls themselves under camera, you can choose like RTS or Total War. And the RTS style is just the more common sense. Like if you just play video games on PC, you use the camera in that RTS style. But there's also, like, if you go into camera controls under a different selection, it's a little bit confusing, but you can just check box RTS camera, and that just kind of brings the camera higher up, I believe. I just loaded up into a custom battle really quickly to see the difference, and I think it's just a higher up camera. I think that's all it is. And that might be enough to help me to not have my camera jerk up all of the time when I'm looking off into the horizon. Now, I do appreciate the uniqueness of the Total War camera that typically, at least in Medieval 1 and Shogun 1, the idea is to not be like you're playing StarCraft, right? You don't really want to be that high up because it takes away from a little bit of the uniqueness of the Total War genre, right? The idea is to be a little bit closer to the ground, just a little bit limited in what you can see, trying to replicate kind of what it's like to be a general and to have to control things a little closer to where they're coming from, what they can see, what the general can see. But if that can be done better in the later games, that's fine. But if I'm going to have to keep dealing with a camera that kind of jerks up towards the horizon every time I want to look at a unit that's a little bit further away, then that's just not, I can't handle that. I can't. I don't know what else the solution would be other than to switch to the RTS style. So I'm hoping that having more of a top-down approach does help me with that camera jerk. Yeah, that's fingers crossed. I'm hopeful. Like I said, I didn't play the whole custom battle. I just looked at it and was like, all right, cool. It's time to start recording. So let's go. That's my hope for that. Going back to that loss against the Spanish, interesting battle. One of those things, as I was saying, yes, I can bitch and moan about the camera, but really it does come down to the fact that they broke my lines. Mainly using their light cavalry, their round shield cavalry. It made me like look at these guys. Is this one of these units that I'm underestimating? Because if I look at light cav, I might think like, fine, it's light cav. Now maybe I'm also just overestimating Hastati, which is also probably the case. I understand that they aren't proper heavy infantry. Especially by this point in the campaign, they are outdated and I should be using heavier infantry. I suppose if I wanted to have a cheaper option other than just going straight to my early legionary cohorts, then just having Auxilia with their spears would be better against holding up against. In this battle, I think it was like 4 units of round shield cavalry, I think, if not 4 or 5. And eventually they did break me, right? Which was humbling, kind of seeing light cav break Hastati. But I guess, Hastati aren't that strong, and round shield cavalry might be good. I mean, their attack of 9, I looked at it, 9, 4, and 11. And then comparing that to my Roman cavalry, so my upgraded equites essentially, 6, 5, and 15. So the defense is much higher. I'm assuming it's their armor. I'm assuming is higher, and but their attack is 3 points lower. Correct? 6, and the round shield cavalry was 9. Correct? Yeah. So the Roman cavalry do have a higher charge bonus by 1, but the round shield cavalry have a higher attack by 3. And I guess that maybe makes the difference, maybe that really does help them break through sort of these lighter infantry elements, like Hastati and Town Watch and Barbarian Mercenaries. And but I also do have to kind of come to terms with the fact that I am probably pushing the limits of my early game scrappy, crappy armies, which I've sort of been relying on for probably far too long. you know, I sort of got away with it in the beginning, and I think that's my wake-up call, where I'm not able to get away with that any longer. I do need to really make the switch over to, you know, proper early legionary cohorts, you know, proper archer auxilia, proper auxilia, light auxilia, you know, you get the idea. So these armies that look like this probably aren't going to be doing a lot of good for me right now, which makes me nervous about this army, which is even worse. This army more heavily relies on barbarian mercenaries and town watch, and so on and so forth. So I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen if this army has to fight. And I was counting on, especially because there's sort of a British situation happening on up here, which I will talk about later. But yeah, I'm looking at my armies and thinking, gosh, I'm a little outdated here, aren't I? It's an interesting thing. It's a pattern that continues to happen every time I learn a new Total War game. It's funny because sort of over my course of learning Shogun Total War, eventually I got comfortable using primarily Ashigaru as my frontline spearmen. Obviously I had other units in my armies, but just as my holding spearman, I got comfortable using Ashigaru because they had cheaper upkeep, and spears are spears. You know, they could still hold the line, and I also liked the historical authenticity of it because Ashigaru did make up the bulk of the armies during the Sengoku Jidai, so I liked using it. I eventually, over time, I was like, yeah, I can use Ashigaru. You have to be careful with them, but yeah, you can kind of get used to it. And I carried that mentality over to medieval, and I got taught a lesson, which is in medieval, you really do have to keep up. If you fall behind, the unit quality of other factions will just stomp you, and it doesn't really matter. I like to sort of rely on thinking that, hey, as long as I have a balanced army, I should be fine. It doesn't matter if it's low tier. I'm pretty comfortable with low tier, as long as I have heavy infantry, light infantry, and light cav. Those are the core elements of a scrappy but competent low tier early game army. And if I have those elements, I feel pretty comfortable winning my battles and accomplishing my objectives. But I'd have to come to terms with the limits of that army, which is that, okay, all right, now I need like a proper army at some point. And medieval taught me that lesson. And now Rome is teaching me that lesson as well, which is, all right, hey, I'm the Romans. I have no excuse for this. I need to be winning these battles, especially if I'm going to be broke. Like if I'm going to be the broke Roman hanging out in the barbarian territories, just making no money, I have to at least win my battles. Like that's, you know, it's one thing to be rich, but with like shitty armies. If I'm going to be poor, I need good armies. I have to be winning in some aspect in this campaign. And I think that's going to be just going out with my elite armies. And by elite, I just mean like the early legionaries. They're expensive, aren't they? 610 recruitment cost. Yeah, that's expensive for where I'm at. So I think that I need to. So I'm spending all of my money on this turn on this Proconsul's Palace here in Arretium. I need to get that going. Otherwise, public order, I believe, will start to receive a administrative hit by not having the proper administrative building. I think that's how that works. And after that, like next turn, I would like to build an archer's range here in Arbor Martius. That would be my second archer's range. And that would allow me to train all of the elements of my army out here in my western provinces, which is going to help me keep up with the Joneses, you know. I need to be able to obviously have an army, keep an eye on the Spanish and winning those battles. And I need at least 2 armies up here in the north, just, you know, taking on the remaining Gallic city of Alesia, and then eventually the Britons, which I imagine this is going to kick off soon. So yes, let's talk about them now. I have taken Condate Retinum, and this is my decent army that's, you know, capable as Principes. And, you know, archers, equites, like this is a fine army. The rest of it's back here in Condate Retinum, just keeping the people happy. And yeah, outdated, but like it's competent, right? And I was intending on sending this army together with its full force, eventually to Alesia to take out the Gallic capital. That would be leaving this army, which I am very suspicious of its competency in the field up here defending Condate Redinum, and the distances up here are a bit far to just be leaving an army out by itself that I don't think they can actually handle itself. Now, what if I just put it in a fort, for instance, like right here, or maybe even like in a forest to ambush things? Can it at least hold a fort for a while? It does have a couple archers, you know. A couple of archers in a fort can help. And if we are just holding, for instance, if they were to assault that fort, and I'm just holding like the choke points of that fort, then yeah, maybe I can hold out for a while. You know? He would be +2 command when defending. That does help. So could I leave him up here? But right now I can't even build that fort if I wanted to. These Britons are just hanging out here. 2 slingers and 2 mystery units. And that's interesting because the Britons have stayed out of every conflict that could have potentially happened ever during this entire campaign. They have just been remained buds with the Gauls, the Germans. I don't even know, are they officially... Who are they officially friends with? Just the Gauls. So they're not officially, and the Dacians. So they're not officially friends with the Germans. But they haven't attacked anyone, that's for gosh darn sure. So it's interesting that they've stepped foot into my territory the second after I took Condate Redinum off of the Gauls, you know? That's curious. They have not declared war yet. But what else would they be doing? So I'm assuming there's going to be an attack coming my way, and that's 3 full stacks, is it not? Pretty close, right? Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. So I think that's a lot to ask of this army. Does think that it can hold out against that? So where does that leave me then? Do I need to just basically start training another full army to take Alessiad? You know, taking up even more time? And eventually, as I continue to train high-quality armies, the upkeep will eventually keep up to me, or catch up to me. So, you know, if I'm not taking new territory, and if I'm not investing this money into my infrastructure, which I kind of have not been, I've sort of have stopped building my forums of my markets, because I feel like I get a better return off of taking a new settlement and then getting it up to a tier 2 so that I could build the first tier of port. And I feel like that's been a better return on investment than like saving up for a forum or a market in some of these places. So, and also I do want Alessia so that I can enslave it, so that I can use the population boom from enslaving that to grow Leminum and Condate Redinum. That is a plan, you know, that I have. So I don't really want to spend too much time on that. Not really. So what's the answer then? Come down here, this army, kick butt against the Spanish, move them up to hold against the Britons, while these armies transfer on over to take Alessia? I don't know. Seems a little bit... Seems like one of those plans where if there's too many steps involved, it's not going to happen, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes things get overcomplicated and you go, oh yeah, like just 2 turns later, all of those plans are out the window and, you know, nothing is as you thought it was going to be. So, how about we take it one step at a time then? This army needs to come down to defend against any potential Spanish incursion. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even attacked them. I probably should have just... I was sending this town watch out to blockade this port here because this is a Senate mission. And I could have just put an army in front of the Spanish and made them attack me. Yeah, that's what I should have did. Because a big difficulty of that battle was having to attack them up a hill, and my guys are probably winded by the time the engagement happens. So yeah, that also, you know, has a big part of the outcome of that battle. So yeah, there's a lot that went wrong there. For now, at least, I don't think there's anything for me to do. I am sending this army down to defeat these brigands that are hanging out here down by Araminum. But other than that, yes, I am, as you know, poor. So I can't really build anything or train anything else in this turn. And I can't, yeah, I am out of movement points every which way. So I'm curious to see what the Britons do. And yeah, I guess I do have somewhat of a force here. Yeah, this is the force that fought the Germans. That's right. Yeah. Can this army be used offensively in any way? Not really. They're pretty... I am retraining some stuff, so there is that, but... I don't know. They're pretty... That's a pretty banged up army. But can that be transferred over somewhere? Useful? I don't know. I don't know if it can. I don't know if I trust this army against anything either. Really? Yeah. Yeah, I might just have to... You know what? All right, yeah, I'm overthinking things. All right, let's just focus on... I'll check my taxes, and then I'll end this turn, and then I'll see where I'm at. Okay, taxes are looking good, so let's drop that save. Let's take a deep breath, and... let's end this turn, because I'm curious... Okay, that's the British, isn't that? Wow, okay. Wait, where the hell? Where is this? Where exactly is this happening? This is this, yeah, okay. Right. They attacked right away. That's scary. I should withdraw, because this army is not the full army. I had left the other half of it in Condate Redinum to keep the public order up, and yeah, that is huge. Now, I had considered, you know, building a fort there, but for starters, I don't think I could have built a fort that close to an enemy army. And then secondly, I couldn't afford it, so... It's a lot of warband. Slingers, swordsmen, British light chariots. So 3 units of swords, 1 unit of slingers, and 1 British light chariot. And the general himself is 4 stars. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else here that... Okay, +2 morale. Yep, that's a good one. Confident attacker, so I don't know if that's including this or not, so he might be a 5-star general when attacking. And yeah, I'm going to want to withdraw from this.
Pull back!
If I can get away.
No more moves, sir.
Okay, I got away. That's good. Alright, so suitable husband, 16-year-old, 2-star general, Cornelius Vitruvius. Okay, good commander, so +2 command. Yep, that's, yes, absolutely. Fausta, well done. You chose a good one, so hopefully, yeah, I'm curious to see where he is going to end up. Let's accept that. Okay, he's going to be back here in, I think, is it Patavium? Yeah, along with the faction leader, Herius Venetianus. Okay. He should be brought up quickly, and yeah, man, this is going to have to be dealt with. All right. Well, I mean, at least this is, like, the good part of my army. I just need to bring out the rest of the reinforcements out and bring these guys. They can reinforce as well. So we could get that engagement. I don't think I really want to fight in this turn, though, because it's in the winter, and all of their units are going to be getting an advantage to their attack in the winter time. So I might want to just kind of fall back to Condate Redinum, perhaps.
Orders.
Yeah, that might be what I do. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on that. They got 2 more full stacks right there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. My goodness, yeah, they've just been saving up. They've been saving up. They've been getting ready for this. So the Spanish backed off, it appears. Okay. Hey, all right, I'll take that. I'll take it. Let's go here. Let's
Move out.
Can we not get there? Oh, no. Shoot. We might not get Numantia. So this Gallic army, interesting. Yep. They're obviously down here. And damn. Wow. Yeah, that's a decent sized force. Swordsmen. Balearic slingers. God damn, that's a good slinger unit. Swordsmen, Spanish mercenaries, barbarian cavalry, warhounds. Huh.
Orders?
So we can't blockade that port. We might not get to blockade that port. Yeah. There's a very good chance that we're not going to be able to do that. So I wonder... They're probably going to attack me, I would imagine. So I don't know if that town watch is going to be able to get away. Okay. Well, let's keep looking here. So we have 4,000. That's a chunk. Agent found, Lugdunum, and... Alright, so an enemy agent has been found, and he's hanging out right there, but still, we just don't have spy, or we don't have assassins, so there's nothing we can do about it. So there's just going to be a German spy hanging out in our territory.
Orders?
We retrained some stuff, it looks like, and yep, trained some stuff. Alright, looks good. And what do we got here? So yep, the Britons are now at war with me, and oh no! The Dacians have broken off their alliance with me? Why did that happen? Why would they do that? They're down to like one province. That's interesting. Why? Yeah, I don't understand. The Armenians and the Scythians are allies. Okay. Maybe that will allow the Scythians to turn their attention to the Germans. That would be nice. I can keep my fingers crossed. And yeah, Cornelius, Vitruvius, and Fausta. Awesome. Path blocked. Terrifying. Scary stuff. Okay, yeah. Wow, yeah, I kind of forgot that this is... You know what? Yeah, I kind of forgot that this is this. Kind of thought that I was going after a Spanish port, but I'm not. Going after a Gallic port, and they have an army sitting right there. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's how I learned that, I guess. Oh yeah. Okay. I should probably have a spy down here. Yeah. That would help me see more stuff. I could afford that. That would be nice. All right, I really have to start, like, you know, compartmentalizing my problems here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be dealing with this one by one. First off, this is probably a priority thing. And do I really want to go hang out in Condate Brittonum? I don't think I want to do that. Like, my heart tells me to not do that. But hanging out in, like, the woods right outside of Condate Brittonum and trying to lure them into an ambush battle,
Imperator.
that feels a little bit better. So what if I did that? What if I came here,
Forward.
and now he's in his ambush stance, and then bring out
General.
his army with, like, his good units. Their public order is going to be fine with that. So this is a full army in ambush stance. Let's bring back the town watch to here, and then
Orders?
do I want to get you involved? This is the army that's a little bit on the scruffy side, and I could bring him, like, here to put him in ambush stance, perhaps? But then he's not going to be able to reinforce him. He's not going to be able to reinforce him anyway. So that's a little bit dicey. Not being able to reinforce. You know what I'm kind of tempted to do? This is a little bit sneaky, but lay an ambush here, or more accurately, lay in hiding here. Let those armies pass, because I do feel confident that my good army, now that it's together, I feel like they can beat all of this. I'm pretty confident in that.
General.
But then you, like, once these armies have kind of passed by, then kind of sneak in behind them and then close the door on them. Build a fort, put up a watchtower, do whatever. Do what you want to do in this little narrow gap. And then if the Brutii want to like reinforce these armies that are kind of going forward, they either have to go all the way around or they have to besiege the fort. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. You know, if that's what's going to happen here, if these two armies can kind of like pull off a little bit of a steamroll mission here and just kill 3 or 4 whatever Briton armies back to back to back, maybe we can just end up going for some more Briva and then taking that. Then the British will be contained to the island and they might be less of an issue by then. I'm not sure exactly how active naval forces can be in this game. I really don't know. But maybe it's going to end up where like this is a more realistic target for now than taking Alesia. Just because these forces are here now and this can't take Alesia. So yeah, that might be we'll see. I like this idea. Let's just see.
Onward.
Let's hang out. And I think that's a little bit closer than I wanted him to be. But I feel like they can still get by him and go after him. Okay, that made me a little bit nervous. I don't know if that's gonna work now. We'll see. But we do. Okay, yep, that's right. He is there as well. I kind of forgot about that second army. Okay. Okay, yep, that's a lot of British forces to cut through, but we might be able to handle it. All right, so now that the Spanish have sort of ducked back away, what do I want to do with this army? In fact, I just want to drop it on the save, just out of paranoia. So you guys, this is not the full stack yet. It's not really what I wanted to fight with, but. Do I have that option to not do it?
Orders.
Do I wait for my other units to come from... I have an Auxilia and a Roman cavalry unit from Lugdunum and Massilia that can come over to fill out this army.
Sir.
Or do I just go 1, 2, 3? So in 3 turns, I could fight that Gallic army if I wanted to. If I just went right now without waiting for these reinforcements. And so 3 turns, that would be it.
Imperator.
So I think, if I'm right about this, I could potentially fight off this Gallic army and then sneak in a town watch to blockade that port. What's the reward again for this? I will be rewarded, so I'm just going to be getting money, which hey, I'll take that. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So let's send you up. You're not going to be waiting for reinforcements, although this light auxilia can... They can make it up, so let's just send them. And then... I have a town watch here that... You guys are going to stay in hiding for now. They might be lost. They might get cut down, but you guys hang out. Because I might use you guys to slip past the Gallic army after they've been fought and defeated by this army. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then just hope the Spanish don't peek their heads out in the meantime. But I do have money to spend now, so let's go ahead and get this archery range going here in Narbo Martius. And that leaves me with 1928 to spend. And I think I just have to go for it. More military. I can get a discount for my guys here because of Quintus Julius. He's still kicking, he's still alive. So let's use that discount while we still can. And train some early legionary cohort here in Massilia. Train some more light auxilia here in Narbo Martius. And then keep training. Let's see, we're going to be retraining the war dogs. And then train some Roman cavalry as well. I don't know, this unit, are they being retrained? I'm not sure. Let's not spend this money yet. Because I don't think they're going to be completed at the same time. Yeah, I think this is just being trained from the beginning. I don't think this is being retrained. Okay, yeah. So let's just wait on that. Oh no, is this why the Dacians broke their alliance with me? They're not thinking of attacking me with some peasants, are they? Oh, come on, guys. We've been homies this entire campaign so far. I mean, sure, I haven't done much for you, but you haven't done much for me either. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a little bit annoying. I don't have much up here because this army is heading down here to fight the... Oh, wait. Did my Roman buddies take out those brigands for me? No, did they actually help me out? Huh, I don't see any brigands. Oh, I mean, there's a little bit of devastation here. Whereas I'm trying to see where the devastation is. It's hard to... I don't even see any marks on the land. So I'm assuming they weren't just pushed off into another... Sometimes they retreat to another province or something, but I don't see them anywhere. Huh. Interesting. I wonder, are they damaged? I can't see if they're damaged or not. Interesting. That's nice. That was helpful. Well, thanks, guys. Whoever did that. Might have been the Julii. I don't know. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that means that you can head back up here. And keep an eye on those Dacians. And just because I do have a bit of money left to spend, I was considering training up some more early legionary cohorts here in Arretium. I can get them with the attack bonus or the weapons bonus here from the blacksmith, but you know what? I mean, since I do have the money, I could build a market here in Massilia. It's not like an extreme amount of money. So it's like 50-ish. But I think that I should, whenever I do get the chance, I should invest in economy, you know, whenever I can. So, yeah, let's do that for now. And then let's see how things shake up here against the Britons. Let's end the turn. I would imagine, so this is going to be, why does the screen keep moving like that? Yeah, the Gauls attacked, okay, yeah. The Gauls are going for it. I'm going to withdraw. And hopefully I can get away. No, I cannot. They're attacking again. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, auto-resolve, I guess. And they mostly ran away, so I did, you know, so I only lost 30 men. Got 0 kills. Alright. I'm surprised that unit of Town Watch didn't get completely decimated. So now...
Ambush in place.
So we got... So what happened?
We're under siege.
They got into the... Huh, that's so weird. What is going on? What has just happened? Why did like a couple of those British... Why did they start going east? And they're not also going to be attacking the Germans, are they? Huh. That was curious. That they're also looking to their eastern borders here. And this is super weird. I did not think that's how that worked. Huh. So, like, he's in ambush stance right next to him, but the ambush didn't go off? Like, what in the gosh darn just happened? Yeah, that's so bizarre. So we're sitting on 3,700 and yep, we got some stuff recruited, and so yeah, the Roman factions are helpfully at war with the Britons, and the Brutii have broken their alliance with the Dacians. Alright. Well, I guess let's fight this. It's not winter anymore, so this is just a 1-star general. This isn't that like 4-star that was us facing off against before. Interesting. But the army looks very, very similar, doesn't it? Yeah. Huh. So do I want to bring them in as reinforcements?
Sir.
Or do I want to bring them up here to, like, build a fort or something? Let's fight this first. Let's fight this by ourselves against them. I'm pretty confident. I think that my army is capable of beating this army. So let's fight it. Yeah, it says that they have... It says that they have like the advantage, but I think it's just because their guys are... Like, they have really big units of warband. I guess my Principes are a little beat up, but... I don't know, it's just a better army though, isn't it? Like a better army camp? I guess I'll find out. Let's see, these guys, my garrison, it's just gonna be like 3-town watch. So I don't think they're gonna be having a big impact on this battle. So yeah, this is a pretty big fight. I got a 4-star general though, so let's go ahead and fight this.
The afterlife will have many new souls by nightfall. Make sure that yours isn't among them, and all will be well. Battle now awaits us! Do not fear these Britons. Their faces may be painted blue, but their red guts spill as easily as those of other men. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations? We are here to do one job. Prevent them from taking the town at all costs. There are a few more of them than there are of us, but so what? Our armies have had little success against these people, so let this be a day when all bad luck is put aside. Today, we expect victory! The hair has been gutted, and the liver was as clear as day. Portent such as this can only be considered good. Another one of our armies is nearby and ready to fall upon the enemy. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans.
Hell yeah. Alright, let's get going here. First battle against the Britons. So this is pretty exciting. Open field, and yeah, their strongest unit is going to be their 1 unit of chariots. Well, two units of chariots, because they do have their general as well. And, is there any advantage? I feel like there's a slight slope here from right to left. So maybe there is a slight advantage if I just kind of go right and maybe turn on them, try to drive them towards the ocean, perhaps. I have my guys all grouped up, so let's get ready to go here and face off against them.
But are they in time to take part in the battle?
Like there, and I thought that I had my reinforcements set to human control, and considering that my army is a full stack, I don't know why my reinforcements would be coming on right now, I'm a little bit confused by that. Are they actually coming on right now, or is I being lied to? Because that would be a disaster for those 3 town watch units. They would just get plowed on over. Well, alright, so we gotta keep an eye on those 2 units of chariots. Those are the big scary ones. And obviously my javelins can do good work against them, but the chariots will probably do a good job of charging right on into my javelins. So I have to try to be quick at getting my velites behind my spears to try to lure the javelins into the range of my pilum, and then I can fire on them with my archers and then maybe return fire with my javelins as well. So let's continue to try to turn this army here, because if we can push them down that slope, we can maybe get a height advantage, or a slight height advantage at least. They have a wide battle line. Yeah, that's a lot of warbands that they are very confident in, I imagine. Yeah, I wonder if I can break them. If I can break them up down the middle, then we should be able to cause a chain rout. I can't quite tell. I think that they are... Yeah, they're starting to march forward. Why is my army... Oh, do I not have room? Ooh, okay. I'm up against the red line, I get it. Alright, so you guys start to run, because I want to see if I can get to this right flank and try to deny the left engagement. So let's have you guys start to run as well, and then you can just walk. Yeah, I would like these guys to get into position quickly. Come on, guys, get there. I want you to get there quickly so that you can... Okay, now the chariot's starting to make its move. So let's come back here and get defensive. And now, yeah, now we're in our spot. Nice. This is what we wanted to be. Now archers can start shooting. Not quite. Okay. Well, let's keep it... Let's keep my velites under control so that... Yeah, now they're like on this side starting to sort of... Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Yep, they're starting to back up a little bit. Good. Good. So let's see. Can I continue to try to turn them around then? No, I don't want to. I don't really want to do that. Let's try to keep turning them around here. And let's start running again. I feel better about this because those units are way off in the distance now. And maybe now that we're here, maybe we can start to push on this flank. Because they're so overextended on that side. And I wonder if it's even worth sending my reserves, my Astadi, along with this cav unit, just to sort of hold them up. You guys can start running. Their general looks like they want to come forward. And, alright, you guys go back to running again. Yeah, they're trying to take advantage of the fact that we're out of position here. Ooh, yeah, they're coming in hard here with their general. So let's turn here. And maybe... Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Let's get a Hastati here. And let's go in and try to attack their general here. Throw in here, and general here. And yeah, they broke my front line, but I'm sending my general in, and let's do Hastati on, or not Hastati, but let's do Roman Cav here. Try to break them there. And if we can kill their general, we might be able to pull something out here, but I don't know. Let's set my war dogs up because we can might be able to get a morale break. And there we go. There's the general. Awesome. Okay, that's what we needed. That's what we needed. So let's get Hastati up over here to hold the line against all of those guys coming in. And let's get Principe up over here as well. Let's have Archers turn on to Arrow. to fire arrows here and then here, and turn around, and then Principes. Ooh, general, get back. I don't like that my general's so exposed. And let's try to hit there with my Roman Cav here and then here. And then let's bring my Auxilia up over here. Ooh, get in flank charge in. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. And do I have... Yeah, my general's here. And let's see, what do you use? Swordsman? Ooh, they have another... this Cav unit's gonna hurt me. They're gonna hurt a lot. Or not the Cav, but their chariots. Let's go. Auxilia are holding here. Principes are here. You need to go faster. And then you, if you can get a charge in on the flank, you can do some damage. Try to throw your javelins at the chariots, and maybe that can get those chariots down. There and there. Get a rear charge here, please, with a general. And Principes come in as well. And can we do damage? No, they just broke our lines. Damn. And they're probably gonna overrun. Ah, shoot.
This is no way for a Roman.
Yeah, my general's running away, and that's gonna be it for
Your general runs away.
this battle. Yeah. Yeah, we got a charge in on the slingers, but yeah, they did very well. They broke me handedly. So, and that was one of my better armies as well. So I'm going to need to really go back to the drawing board when it comes to the army construction. I'd like to kill these British light chariots if I could. This is a consolation prize. What do we have over here? Principes, warbands. And what do we have here? Hastati. These Hastati are guarding my archers as they're shooting the light chariots. We're going to get a pilum tossed into this warband with my Hastati. Let's get a charge in here and try to hit them. And, I mean, we're doing damage to these chariots. They're just standing here taking this fire. So let's try to get as many volleys in as we can. You guys do not run away. Stand and fight and keep getting... Try to get another... Oh, yeah, we broke them. Nice. Yeah, we broke those warband. So get some more volleys on into those chariots, if you'd be so kind. You, Hastati, hold here against that. Yeah, we've gotten them down to 20 man. And... yeah, you hit those mercenaries there. Keep shooting those chariots. Now the chariots want to come in, and yeah, there's only 10 left, so... yeah, we got them down quite a bit. Now now they've broken, they're running away. And go ahead and turn the archers back on fire arrows and see if we can get some morale breaks on some of these units. They did lose their general, so... yeah, now the Hastati have broken. The archers are shooting with their fire arrows, but they're going to be breaking anytime soon. Yeah, anytime now. There we are. And yeah, the town watch. This is bad for them, because if they lose this battle, then they die automatically. So I may as well... there's no point in withdrawing with them, because they're dead. This means that the British are going to take Condate Redenum off of me. And yeah, that's bad. that's not a good start. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I just need better armies. The last 3 units of Town Watch just await their doom. They have their flank held up against this little bit of ruins here. And what do they have coming their way? Warbands, warband, and warband. Yeah, is it even worth putting them on guard mode? I don't think so. I say let them go out swinging. And yeah, my goodness, they are really taking their time, aren't they? Are they going to bring up their slingers and start throwing pebbles at me? Oh my god, they're going to make me attack them. Come on. Come on, give me a warrior's death, would you? No, they're gonna throw their rocks at me. Well, if they're gonna throw their rocks at me, then let's just go out swinging, boys. There we go. We got some of the slingers. That's what you get for throwing rocks at me instead of fighting me, you cowards. And we can try to defend our flanks here, and maybe try to get them to. Did we get? Yep, got a full break. All right, there we go.
Roman glory lies in tatters after this defeat.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got 794 kills, and we lost 716. So that's a big blow. That's a big blow to my ambitions in that part of the map. Yeah, I don't think, did my general die or did he run away? I think he just ran away, but might be wrong there. Yeesh. Okay, well, yeah, I need to go back to the drawing board in regards to, as I was saying before, I need to I thought they get the settlement. I am just so confused. Yeah, I'm very confused. Huh. Is it worth then attacking with this army and trying to finish them off? Yeah, clearly I could have used the reinforcements, right? I mean, I may as well try. I've got rid of, like, their 2 units of chariots, essentially. That unit still, you know, there's 8 men left in it. But it's just like warband, you know? So I could at least hold Condate Redinum and maybe I could get reinforcements up there in time. As for you though, this is a little bit complicated. So like I want to get to Numancia. I want to get to that port, you know?
Imperator.
Yeah, this is interesting. You go after the gulls.
No more moves,
And then you can you slip by? Like would they let you slip by?
Forward! Moves depleted, sir!
And then what about you?
Forward! Out of moves!
I don't know. I'm just trying to be really sneaky here and get to this port. Oh, and of course, the Spanish have peeked their heads back up over the Pyrenees. And yeah, they're looking like they want to do something. So, ooh, bull warriors. Hell yeah. Look at these guys. Awesome. Yeah, are these guys the best heavy infantry in the game? Like, is it like between them and the Urbans and the Spartans? Yeah, well, I mean, they are one of the best, right? So, that's going to be fun. Well, luckily, I do have a better army out. And it's not a full army, but maybe what I should do now is think about sending down my Roman cavalry and my newly trained up war dogs so that they can come down here and get ready to form up with that army, because this army might just kind of be stuck down here. I wanted this army to be doing other things, but they might just be fighting Gauls and Spanish on my southern border, and then whatever happens to my northern borders might just be the new army that I form up, which I'm working on currently here with Massilia and Nabomartius and Lugdunum. So, yeah, that might be the case there. I will be getting this archery range is going to be finished in 3 turns, so yeah, it's going to be a little while. For now, though, like maybe I can just sort of slow down the Britons. I don't know if I can save Condate Redinum permanently, but let's go in there with this army and try to get some revenge. And yeah, so now I do outnumber them, and they don't have their general. So, let's try to make sure I control these guys. Yeah, let's try to give this a go here. We are on the same battlefield, of course, but we are in a slightly different position here. We are slightly more to the right, so we may be having an easier time of pushing them downhill. So let's go like that, and then like that. And yeah, there's a lot of barbarian mercenaries in this army. This is not a strong army, but maybe, I don't know. I mean, 3 Hastati, 2 Roman archers, or just regular actual archers. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. their army is mostly warband. So I wonder if I can pull something off here. I have some cavalry. You know, that's a pretty strong unit of Roman cavalry, barbarian cavalry. Like, that's a little bit of something. It does seem like this British army knows that it's not as strong because they are not so keen to charge right on into me as the other army was. It's also interesting to see how the AI is pretty good at trying to not let you turn its flank. Every time I make an adjustment, they kind of switch on over to try to stop me from turning that flank. But I'm sort of zigzagging my way towards them, which is kind of forcing them to continue to, you know, reposition. But I will be, you know, obviously I'm getting closer here. And yeah, now they're sending out their warband to sort of scout the position and see what my response is going to be. So I should be able to get some free shots in on this warband as soon as they do come into range of my archers. And do they want to make, do they want to follow this up? Or are they just going to send these guys in? I mean, if they're just going to send them in, go ahead and get back. You guys can get back, please. Told you to get back. Yep, there you go. Yep, then they got a face full of Pelum. And now the Velites, they can go back to the front of this position here. And yeah, you guys may as well run them down. And you do not need to keep firing. You can hold off on that. And there we go. One unit of warband down. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing if I can draw out this other unit of warband. I mean, if they want to go after my cavalry, then by all means, come after my cavalry, guys, and see if you want to get shot by arrows. No, you don't? Oh, come on. It's so fun, though. Instead, they're going to be sending some barbarian mercenaries, smart, and a small unit of swordsmen as well. So, yep, they can come forward. I can draw my cav back a little bit. These barbarian mercenaries are going to be taking a face full of javelins and Pelum and arrows. And, I mean, the cav, honestly, probably do pretty well charging. Yeah, let's just charge into the rear of the swordsmen. Yeah, swordsmen are not carrying spears, so this should not delete the front rank of my cav units like charging into the rear of spears does. Let's try to get them before the enemy. You can start going back. But yeah, let's see. Can we break them? Break them? Break them? Yeah, try to get rid of as much of them as possible. There we go. And you can start getting back. Okay, now they want to close the distance quickly, so I need to get my guys into position quickly. Yeah, I was a little bit out of position there. And yeah, they got in fast. So let's go back with my cav here. Try to draw them back and try to bring the barbarian mercenaries up. Barbarian mercenaries. And Velites, yeah, I didn't get you guys back fast enough, did I? I mean, luckily the warband are routing, and these barbarian mercenaries can come over here and charge. Can you charge on into the sides? Maybe not. Let's get you up here. Let's get you guys back up here. And yeah, I just selected that unit out in the distance, and my camera didn't jerk up, so that was nice. Yeah, you guys can start running. Because I think... Are you guys not going to start running? Yeah, come up here, please. And... those warband were thinking about running, but I don't want to charge them with cav unless they're sure about running. And... oh, they broke my barbarian mercenaries. Interesting. Alright, let's charge into the rear of these guys then. There we go. There's the break. There's the break. Let's try to get my cav back. Okay, never mind. They don't want to charge into my cav with their spears, so let's go ahead and chase down these guys, and let's get my Velites back out in front here. And yeah, chase these guys down, and you can chase down those routing units. That's my barbarian cavalry mercenaries that are just out there chasing down routing units. They appear like they want to come in for another charge here. So let's kind of leave you... Yeah, you come out here. You continue to make your way over here. And yeah, they want to get a flanking charge in here. That's fine. Let's sound the horn for my general. And let's bring back you guys here. Let's bring you out here to cover the flanks. Allow them some town watch as well. You guys can run. That'd be fan-frickin-tastic. And you guys can charge into the rear there. And then you can charge into here. And then you guys can keep charging here. You guys charge there. And there we go. Now let's charge into these guys there. And let's surround them there. Okay. They broke my flanking force. That's interesting when that happens. So let's try to bring you guys. You don't have to keep running. That's fine. You can chill out. Alright, let's try to charge into this unit here. These warband as well. And Town Watch, can you hold the flank here? No, they're all running away. Okay. Well, let's try to flank these guys then. And let's try to come over here, flank here. You hold the center, please. And there we go. Let's charge into the rear here. Boom, boom, boom. You charge into them. And Velites. Yeah, they sort of broke my left flank, but Velites can sort of screen here and throw some javelins in. Town Watch can come over and try to hold here, along with these Barbarian Mercenaries as well. They can try to hold. Let's charge here, break them. My Cav. Barbarian Mercenaries can swing on over to help out here. And, ooh, I should probably be using these guys as well to run down guys. Let's try to run down these routing units. Stay away from the guys that are not routing. And oh good, my guys are back on. Yeah, the camera's not jumping around. That's freaking awesome. That's so nice. Okay, that's the answer. You have to use the RTS camera. That's not the RTS camera. You have to check the RTS camera box. Right, got it. Got it. All right, so clean these guys up. You guys are coming on in, and that's looking good. Let's continue to use my cav to chase down these dudes. How are we looking? So 88% killed. So that should be this army deleted. So a nice bit of revenge for that loss against that, that last army. This last unit of warband appears like they are going to be getting away. Unless I were to make a last ditch, a charge at them with my cavalry. But we've seen how that can go with cavalry against spears. So I'm not too keen on doing that, actually, I'd rather just kind of, if they want to run away, that is a-okay with me. I've killed 91% of the army. So this army is going to be disappearing. That's more like it. I killed 1,040 of their guys. I lost 481. And yeah, that felt more comfortable. Maybe I was just rusty, but I don't know. I mean, obviously them having their cavalry or their chariot unit charge into my flank in the last battle had something to do with it. Fighting just warband without much mobility made things a bit easier, I have to say. Okay, so we've saved Condate Redinum for now. The question is, how long can it hold out for? If I'm correct, there is that other British army that's just right up here. Am I right about that? Yeah. Right. That's not a full army, but with the other units around it, it's a full army. This is another 1-star. What happened to that 4-star? I wonder, he didn't die of old age, did he? That's another 1-star. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, gosh, did he just die of old age like right before he was about to attack me? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, he's young. He's 19. All right. I don't know if I can continue to hold out. That's going to be the big question. Do I send this army out and build a fort here? It looks like I can just make it. And is that what I want to do? And hold them here in this choke point? Or will that just be like the death of those men that I send in there to hold that fort? Yeah, this army is pretty chunked down. And I feel like it's going to be a while before I have a reinforcement army sent on its way. You know? Like, unless, like, this army is ready to go. So that's an option. I could send them. It's not much. It's not like a really good anything, really. Except that, you know, holding a bridge against something that wants to come at it. But do I just send, like, my last crappy army up here to help hold Condate Redinum? And then bank on having my newly recruited, like, good, better army and have them be ready to potentially defend Lugdunum against the Gauls if they want to attack, or the Germans if they want to attack, and then eventually take Alesia once that army is ready to do so? Is that what I want to do? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I feel like this episode has only provided more questions than answers, but you know what? That is all good enough. Until next time, as always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conostep playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.